Good morning, friends. Today we will cover chapter 15, which is protecting sensitive information. So, guys, as we have seen that the Java serialization process and deserialization process, it can also store or restore the private state of the object, right? Whether the mark is marked as private, it doesn't matter. It can be still serialized or deserialized. And suppose we have got some fields in the class, for example, some password or some confidential account information, bank details, etc., which we don't want to serialize or deserialize. So in that case, we have already learned in previous two chapters that the easiest way for those fields to be not to not to be the part of the Java serialization process is that we can mark it as transient. If we mark it as transient, or if we mark it as static, in both of these scenarios, the field will not be serialized to the stream of bytes. And another way is that we learned in the previous chapter only that we can also use object stream input field class, which is used for whitelisting, and we can just not select that fields. But what if in some scenarios we actually want to serialize this secured information? We want to serialize it to a file or to a stream of bytes and deserialize it back. So in those scenarios, there is one way is that we can use encryption and decryption of the field, which means that once we are serializing it to the stream of bytes, we encrypt it by using some encryption algorithm, and once we deserialize it back, we again use some decryption technique or algorithm to retrieve the original information back. So this is what we will learn in this chapter. So I have opened my IntelliJ, and let's see that how we can use this encryption and decryption technique to use this password. For example, I will create a Pojo class which we have a password field, and we will use this technique. So without wasting any time, let's start writing some code. So first of all, I will go here and create a package first. So alt insert package chapter 15, and I will call this as secured fields. Okay. Similarly, I will create one more package here in the test. Let me enter it so that the package is created now. And similarly, I will go to the test package, alt insert package, control V. Okay, so we have got the package is created for chapter 15. Now to save some time, I will copy the previous chapter's Pojo class, mark it at a whitelisting. So control C, control V, and I will change the name as something as market data secured maybe. Okay. Now I will make some necessary changes required for this chapter. First of all, the very basic thing is that I will remove this version ID. So control Y. So once I remove it, then I will have a warning here. So alt enter, create constant field, and I will have this new version, static CL version UID created here. Control Y. And let me remove this whitelisting. I don't want this reference anymore. So just have the basic market data fields here like string, long, double, and boolean. And now I will add something as a string of, say, login password. So this is the information which is confidential, but still I want to serialize it. So we'll see that how we can use this encryption and decryption technique to serialize it or deserialize it from the stream of bytes. Okay, so let me check again. It's looking good. Okay, so let me first of all remove all the getters and setters and toString as well. So alt insert getter and setter, control A. Okay, and once I reach here, I will keep it. So an alt insert again, toString. Okay. Now I will add the login password field as whitelisting in the object stream field so that we can serialize it. For that, I will include this. So I just Control D and then I will choose this login password. And then because it's a string, I will encrypt it using a string. So I will still keep it as the type of string.class. Okay, so these are the four fields which will be the part of our serialization, which we have whitelisted here. And now let's change our write object method. So it's very much similar to what we have done in previously, that for the security ID, time, and last, it's exactly same. But for the login password, I will use login password first as the variable name and use this, right? But I will encrypt it. So I will just create a new method called as encrypt and use this login password to encrypt it. But we haven't created this encrypt first. So let me do Alt Enter and create method encrypt. Okay. Let me change it the return type, so it should be string, not boolean. And also I will change the name of this something as string to encrypt. Okay, and let me write a very basic implementation for now. So encoded, I will mark it as null, and then we will have to do. I will implement it very shortly, and return encoded. Okay. Control Y, and let me move it up. So I will select this and then Control Shift up key like this. Okay. So we have got encrypt method. I mean, before we serialize it, we will encrypt this login password using some encryption algorithm, which I will implement very soon. And once we read the object back, again, let me do the same thing, that I will decrypt it. So for this, again, I will use the same way that it is being done here. So I'll just copy this one. Okay. And then I will use this login password field. So we actually need login password field. And here I will use, okay, login password here as well. Sorry. Login password. Okay. And for all this thing, we need to decrypt it first. So I will create a new decrypt. Sorry, guys, I'm having a lot of typos here. So, okay, so decrypt. Okay. And decrypt, I will take all this here. Let me put it separately so you can see it. Okay, so similar to encrypt method that we are using here, we will have a decrypt method. So again, let me put Alt Enter, create method decrypt, and it should returning string. It should be str to decrypt. Okay. So I will just again have the similar type of very basic naive implementation. String decoded is equal to null, and then one more to do, and then we will return decoded. Okay, again I will just move it up. So just select it, Control Shift up, Control Shift up. Okay, so we have got encrypt and decrypt methods here. Now let's implement this encrypt and decrypt methods.